There are three people in God. I showed in the previous video that there is only one God, and yet the Catholic faith says that there are three people in God. So there are three gods, three people as me, it's my wife, it's my son, we are different. How is this possible? Well, I'll go back to the explanation of the Trinity, but this time really by making it part of Trinity and not by addressing the unity of God as before. So this eternal God called Lena targets the one who is not the others, begging there was. In Hebrew, I am. This God spends his eternity because it is intelligent that to contemplate the only object that can fill it, and it is itself. This eternal contemplation is a gush of knowledge light. Its intelligence is identical to the essence of God and the knowledge that he himself has. So the verb, the concept that comes out of there, to fully understand it is enough to close your eyes and think what we are good. We have in mind a vague idea of self, that it is a verb, verbum, it is a concept of either very vague, we do not know. Well, we do not even know his face when we think it is remembered less than the face sometimes of others because it is seen less often. God knows him perfectly. His verb is absolutely identical to himself since he knows himself perfectly, but if he knows himself perfectly, he is absolutely identical. Since God is a person, then the identical verb to himself is absolutely a person. Like loses, it's normal, they are identical. It's not how we were, we are a person is the concept of ourselves. See is a smoke, a vague idea that as soon as we do not think about it disappears. It's because we're not God, our intelligence is limited, but God knows him perfectly. So his verb is a person. We have God, two people identical one out of the other by fashion of knowledge, and yet I had said to the President lifted video we have one God because this second person who is the verb is only the knowledge that God himself took after. So God, his own concept of himself, face to face them infinitely, since they are that springing from absolutely identical wonders to each other. It sows a little like a father is true a son, from where the name that appeared to make understand his relationships and their love totally infinite, reciprocal infinity. I say, well, so it is identical to the very essence of God. What is infinite if not God himself? This reciprocal love that comes from father and son, call love in God, is a person, since he is infinite and therefore he is of divine essence. Since the Father is a person of Holy Spirit is a person like the Son, so we have three people in God, except that it should be noted that these three people form a only God, since the Son is only the knowledge that the Father himself has, the Holy Spirit that their mutual love something else. It must be noted that these people are relationships. The Father's sustenance is only in relation to the fact that he has a Son, a Father that does not exist. So he is only relationship office, and yet he is a substantial person. The Son is only relationship to the Father. A Son exists only because he has a Father and the Holy Spirit and their love, so it's very special. It has everything. God be a relationship is to be the most tenuous thing, but at the same time be a substantial person is the case in God. We have a single God in three people.